Have you ever been called something that made you doubt yourself? What if what they said says more about them than you? So, welcome to the new series, Not Big Sister, but Big Ukht.
Wait, but what does Big ukht mean? I'm kind of confused. Can you please explain?
Well, I'm glad you asked that because Big Ukht or Ukht in general just means my sister.
Okay, but your desk kind of seems cluttered.
Okay, stop now. You're just commenting everything. That was so unnecessary.
Okay,
Anyways,
whatever.
back to the topic. Today, I want to tell you about an experience I had to learn the hard way, so you don't have to. There was like this one situation where I found a new friend group kind of, and then there was a specific person that kind of got triggered by it, and then also commented and told me like that was arrogant, that I've changed, and similar stuff, which was not necessarily the nicest thing. And I at the time was very sensitive. I still am today. So I really, react to stuff like really harshly and I really take it deep to my heart. And back then I could not organize reflections from criticism, which is a big mistake. And also, like, I'm not saying that whenever somebody tells you something that it's never about you. No, no, no. We don't want that, girly. Because sometimes it is actually about you. But you gotta know and you gotta be aware of when it's criticism and when it's reflection. Because if we don't know, we may end up being actually, yeah, arrogant and everything, which is not cute because we need to know when we can reflect and fix a flaw in our personality. The healthy way I would approach this would be to ask some friends of yours if that's actually true, and like trusted friends or family members, and they all reassured me that it's not true what she said, what that person said in general. And it took me years to heal from it, even though they reassured me. And Alhamdulillah, I've now come to a conclusion and actually learned from this mistake. And then I started to be more honest about myself, and I'm like, wait. And then I first realized then that it actually was more a reflection of that own person, because at that time, that person was exactly what they described me as: arrogant, changed, not like before, whatever. And the thing is, not everyone sees you correctly. Sometimes it's a reflection, but it's not always, because sometimes it is actually a flaw in your own personality. And maybe it wasn't about me. Maybe the person saw me in their own lens based on their experiences. I'm not trying to say that this person was a bad villain or whatever, but I'm just trying to say is that sometimes feedback can be true too, and other times it can be either a reflection or a projection. And here's one thing: don't get lost and don't accept every label anybody else puts into you or labels you as. Even if 3 people tell you that you are like that, don't label and don't think, okay, that's true what they say, because you know yourself best. Sometimes we do need to accept criticism. Your parents would know that best. Of course, it also is like close friends would also be a good thing, but sometimes even your closest friends can turn out to your enemy and turn out to actually reflect and project themselves through their own lenses, so you cannot trust 100% whatever others say. And also ask yourself, is this consistent feedback? Is this something I already have heard before and often, and other people, even my family members, tell me that? Because then it really can be a flaw in your personality. That is how you can actually see if it is actual criticism or reflection, because it can be sometimes a bit complicated, not gonna lie.
Okay, I'm not completely confused.
I know it can be a bit, confusing sometimes, but trust me, the often this happens with you, the more you realize what is right and what is wrong. Okay, Mini Ukhti, do you want to help me show them a scenario that maybe can help them understand this better?
OMG, finally, I'm not just gonna be some random side character. I guess, yes, I'll just do
Okay,
it.
perfect. I'm just gonna start. You're kind of arrogant lately. You're like weird and everything. And you're just like so arrogant. You only think about yourself. You don't want to tell me anything.
First of all, if this is supposed to be like something you're trying to tell me to be better at, then I would love and appreciate if you would Like, at least say it more nice and everything, because it doesn't show any respect. Now, if you don't mind, I'm just going to leave this room because it does not align with the things. I don't want to be in a space where there's no real respect shown.
Okay, then I'm just gonna pretend now to be one of your friends.
Alright, amazing, then let's just get started.
Hello, mini-me. Is everything alright? You kind of seem upset in the past few days.
Well, I'm doing kind of fine, but there was a friend of mine who told me that I've changed and become arrogant and everything. Is that true?
Wait, what? That's not true at all. You're actually mostly the opposite. You always try to see if everybody's doing okay and if everybody's doing well. I don't see any of these things you just told me. And maybe it's just a reflection of herself because I do not see any of these qualities you just mentioned in you.
Oh my gosh, okay, that is really a relief. Thank you so much. I really needed that.
And it's not because I'm trying to be nice or anything. I'm just telling you the truth because as a friend, I would have told you if there's anything wrong with you, but of course in a more nice way.
Gosh, I just feel like there's a weight that has been carried away off my chest.
See, now that scenario is how actually the healthy thing is. Now, this is like when there's no flaw in you, in your personality or anything like that. Then it's mostly a projection or a reflection. However, we should not be way too mad or try to cause drama. We should just take ourselves back in and just ignore it and walk away from the environment whenever this happens. Now I'm just gonna do a second approach if it could be a flaw in your own personality.
Okie dokie, let's get started. It was actually way more fun than I expected.
Okay, Minimi, are you ready to do this?
I was born ready.
Okay, let's start. I actually love you and I love you as a friend and you're a really good friend. Although sometimes you can be a bit too honest, which actually hurts my feelings. And everything else is actually perfectly fine. It's just that you sometimes tend to hurt my feelings a lot, especially with your criticism. If I ask for your opinion, it's okay, but try and say it more nicer because I'm a bit sensitive, and when you say it that way, it hurts my feelings.
Oh no, I did not know that. I'm so happy that you actually talk with me, so we can actually find a solution for that, and I'm going to reflect upon that.
Now, see, this comes from a loved friend that actually is trying to help you instead of being angry with you or something like that. So it's actually sometimes we phrase it in our minds and sometimes we read the situation wrongly. For example, the second scenario was more like a nice friend actually trying to guide you, not to be mean to you or telling you that you're not perfect or something. Now, the important thing is to know not everything that other people will tell are the truth. Not everything is hate. Wisdom is knowing the difference. Now, my main core message is, and Mini Ukhti also wants to tell you, of course, the message, I think.
Of course I want to. You've just used me like a side character. It was so annoying.
Okay, I'm sorry. Okay, I'm just gonna tell you one, then I'll leave for you the rest, I guess, or else Mini Me is gonna kill me.
Okay, now you just made me sound like a villain.
Sorry, Mini Me. Okay, I'm already gonna get started. Calm down. Don't let one person define you.
Okay, now it's my time to shine. But don't ignore growth either. Stay open, but stay grounded.
Girl, you ate with that. Anyway, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless you for watching this video. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Love you guys. Don't remember, stay a diva, stay you. Because we love a baddie.